December 12th, we celebrated the 5th anniversary of the Paris Agreement, the first global agreement on climate issues, a huge milestone in the fight against global warming. Unfortunately, despite the signatories' best intentions, the world currently emits more greenhouse gases than it did back in 2015. We must realign our economy with the trajectory laid out in the Paris Agreement. And we can do so if we invest actively in a model that better respects our environment. At Tikehau Capital, we believe that economic growth and fighting climate change go hand in glove. For us, being profitable means being sustainable. Our investment approach and our own deployed capital speak for themselves. We subscribe neither to the myth of degrowth nor to a return to earlier modes of production. Such a regression will have negative effects on our quality of life. But tomorrow's growth will be different, for sure. It will be selective, positive growth. We agree that to meet the climate challenge, the global economy needs a profound shift away from fossil fuels towards low-carbon alternatives. According to the IPCC, the world only has 10 years to invert the current greenhouse gas emissions curve. That means that we must cut emissions by half by 2030. Ironically, we are the first generation to experience the effects of climate change, and actually the last that can still make a difference. So what does this practically mean for our industry? It means rapid, massive investments in low-carbon energy production and other energy technologies that will enable our energy transition. In fact, the IEA estimates that financing needs for such a transition will exceed 7.5 trillion euros over the next 10 years. It is our conviction that the industry best placed to mobilize such vast amounts of capital this quickly is asset management. It's time to accept scientific consensus and create investment strategies that address the climate emergency. Our industry is uniquely positioned to mobilize the 80 trillion euros of global savings to empower that transition. We need less than 10% of this fund to succeed. Tikehau Capital has already made huge strides in these mobilization efforts, well ahead of the curve. Since 2018, with the launch of our fund dedicated to energy transition, we have put our own capital and investment talent to work. Tikehau Capital's funds provides growth capital to private companies whose business it is to have an immediate positive impact on lowering greenhouse gas emissions. By providing 100 million euros to launch this vehicle, we not only align interests with our investors, but also showed industry leadership by establishing new investment priorities. The fund has already invested more than 400 million euros in 6 small and mid-sized companies, employing over 3,000 people, all committed to transitioning our energy supply. Other firm-wide initiatives launched in 2019 to guide our investment approach will ensure that our portfolio companies avoid close to 1 million tons of CO2 emission over the life cycles. We believe this is just the beginning. The Paris Agreement anniversary is a reminder of our obligation to fight climate change. The clock is ticking. We can make this happen by continuing to invest in all these amazing companies that are changing our economic model to a low and eventually zero carbon future. For this, we have the key. It is up to all of us to shoulder our responsibility and open the door to a sustainable economy.